false cuts are one of the most powerful tools in card magic. They make it look like the deck is shuffled, but secretly nothing changes. Today I'm going to show you two different false cuts that every magician should know. They're both kind of similar, but they're also slightly different. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video here, and I'll show you which cut I personally use the most and why. Okay, let's show you guys how this is done real time. We come in and we're just going to cut the deck, and that's one. This is going to be number two. Do you want to master card magic faster? Grab my free First 100 Techniques PDF. It's your step-by-step guide to building real magician control. Download it now and start practicing smarter today. Click in the link in the description below to get your free copy. Now let's get back to it. So let's break it down, show you guys what it really looks like. So we're starting from our dealer's grip here, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna get into an elevated dealer's grip, okay? And I need to come in with my elbow and down a little bit more, and it's hard to do that with this wall here. But anyhow, we're gonna take our index finger, put it on top, and I'm coming from the other side, so we're gonna come in with our ring, our middle finger and our thumb down on the sides, okay? I'm going to pull off the bottom stack or stock of cards. And as I do this, we're going to let that finger come back, and it's gonna slide onto that bottom deck. From here, once they're completely free, we're gonna lift the cards up and then put it off to the side, come back in, same method, and then put the original stack back on top. Okay, so let's break that down again. We're gonna come in, push in with our thumb and middle finger to pull a stock of cards off, let it come in, and then slide it back and stack the other one. That's false cut number one. False cut number two is gonna be very similar, except what we're gonna do is we're gonna clear this finger right here. We're just gonna slide it off right away. And when you do that smooth and you do a little bit faster, it should not be visible. And this is hard doing it, you know, a little bit slower here. Okay, coming in and then placing them back down. So that's all a false cut is. It's just coming in, grabbing that bottom stack and doing it fast enough and not looking at it when you're doing it, so that way, you know, they think that you actually cut the deck here. So this is gonna be number one, coming in and pulling, you know, bottom stock off, coming up and then over, okay? And then this is gonna be number two, coming in, and just as soon as you clear that finger, slide it over and throw the cards on top. So I told you I was going to answer which one I like the best. I like the one where I actually pull the number one, where I actually pull off the bottom stock and I come over the top and then down. To me, that looks more natural, and if you do it a little bit faster, you know, they're not going to see that motion. But the big trick here when you're doing this is making sure that this index finger does not drop down, that it stays level with the cards. So that way when you get off the back, you actually bring the cards up to meet your index finger. So that way there's no movement in the finger at all. And from here you can go down and then over. And it kind of looks like it's, you know, one motion right there then. So number one way of doing it is my favorite way of doing it. Okay, coming in. And again, this is a card magic journey. We are learning from scratch, and this channel is all about you following along to learn as I do this. So a lot of the stuff is not as polished as what you'll see on a lot of the other channels. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're going through and practicing this. And if you see this technique now in about a month or two, you're going to see it totally more polished and more effective, you know, when I'm actually doing it live in front of you. So again, this rail here prevents me from doing a lot of different things here smoothly or comfortably, so I actually have to get into it a little bit more. But you know, in real life, what I would be doing is my elbows would be in tight here, and it would make it a lot smoother that way as well. You know, something to remember is that false cut number one, the one that I do, is a little more structured. It's more tabled. It works great with formal tricks coming in 1, 2, and then down. Okay, and you want to, when you do this up and over, you don't want to stop. You just want to go right away to the table. If you add a pause in there, you're going to actually see the cards a little bit better, as not being performed the way it should be. So you're coming in and you're just going to bring it right down to the table. Okay. Option number 2 is it's more of an optical thing. It's a great walk around. It's a little bit faster for some people to do, so there's something to consider as well. By the way, if you want to take your practice to the next level, I put together a card magic practice journal. It's a simple system that helps you track sleights, tricks, breakthroughs, and even audience reactions, so you can see your progress and stay consistent. I use it myself every day, and it's made a huge difference. You can grab your copy in the link in the description. Now let's get back to it. If you only had to learn one cut, again, my cut would be that first one coming in off the back, lift it up and then slide it over. False cuts are usually best when you're not drawing attention to them. So let's say we're doing our riffle shuffle. We come in, we do the riffle shuffle, we push the cards together, and I'm doing the pattern for the trick, and I'm going to come in, I'm going to do that false shuffle there, or false cut, so that way I'm still looking at you, but you're not drawing any attention to those cards. So that's one kind of slight or diversion, or turn the focus away that you can do. So like I said, you can time that with a patter. The patter is your conversation, you're talking. Time it with your patter so that way it becomes part of the routine, and people don't see what's going on with it, because you're actually talking and keeping their eyes focused up here rather than down there. And then also remember, just use it once per trick. Don't come in and do it 20 times, because they're going to catch on to it eventually here. So, let's come in, you're going to do your riffle shuffle, and you're going to put the cards together. And what we're going to do is I'm going to invite an audience member to come up here and pick a card. So let's pick a card. Okay, and then that's kind of a way that you can get into the presentation. Now that's 2 of the strongest false cuts that every magician should know. Practice both of them, and then hopefully you'll get smoother looking. That we are, again, this is a card magic journey, so we're going to keep on practicing this so it becomes natural, and you can use it in any setting that you want going forward. If you want to see how these cuts pair into the shuffle like I just showed you, let's go through our techniques playlist here. Click on the right hand side and I'll show you a bunch of videos about how to do the different techniques that we're doing on the Card Magic Journey. My name is Joe. This is my Card Magic Journey. Let's make it yours too.